Welcome to the Light, Hope, and Healing podcast, where we discuss why you have stress, anxiety, pain, illness, and how to heal from it. I am your host, Tracy. My background is a healing coach, energy healer, spiritual mentor, intuitive, and channel. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's podcast. This week's topic is what really is holding you back from healing and how to overcome it. So, this has come up for me because I've been racking my brain, and believe me, I've been racking my brain. I've been talking to my family, I've been talking to friends, I've been talking to clients, trying to understand it because I see it in myself, I see it in my family, and I see it in my clients. We have everything we need to heal. Right? We have it all within us to heal. I've talked about all the different things I've talked about in the podcasts and the videos are things we can do to heal. We have so much at our disposal, right? One main one is the mind, working on the mind, the mental state. And we're going to get to that because it popped into my head this morning before doing this podcast. This is why I focus on the mind, because we have to overcome what's been done to us. And the only way to do that is through our mind. All right? So what I've been seeing with myself and my clients and my family is, all right, the mind, we know the mind, but then there's the other things that we can help lessen all the symptoms, then we can focus on the mind, right? Another next to the mind would be eating healthy, right? And I'm just like, okay, and I've thought this for years, as long as I've been doing this. We can change what we eat, and it's going to change our lives also, right? If we eat healthy, that would take away so many issues that we're having, right? Then we still have to work on the mind. But you got to work on what you're eating also. What is holding us back from eating healthy? I'm like, okay, people get really sick, but they still continue to eat like crap. If you get cancer, if you have any kind of stomach disorders, if you watch and pay attention and eat what is healthy for you, and it would be different in each situation, you can heal it. Why don't we? And we have terminally ill people that could overcome it by what they eat and their mindset and working on their mind. But eating is important. So I have these people that I'm watching, they're so sick, but yet they won't change what they're eating. They're still going to have that soda. They're still going to eat the sugar. The sugar! And I can say this because I'm one that eats the sugar. But that's the first thing when I'm not feeling good, I cut off, is the sugar. I'm not perfect because I'll still go back to it here and there. But that's the first thing I stop doing when I don't feel good is sugar. Sugar. Just cut sugar. Then it would go into the white foods, the flour, the rice, potatoes. This is for me personally. I cut the sugar, that, and all of that, and I do pretty good. So when we're sick, why can't we just stop eating it, right? I see people again and again. They cut it off for a little bit, and then they just can't take it anymore. Something happens in them, triggers them to where they're upset, so emotionally they go have it again. So, this has been boggling my mind for myself included. Not getting angry. That's a tough one, but if we know it will help us, why can't we catch it, right? Why can't we stop getting angry? Exercising. What's holding you back from exercising for just 20 minutes a day, right? At least just 20 minutes a day exercising. But yet, and I've been there, that's one thing that's non-negotiable for me now, is I make sure I exercise 20 minutes at least every day. But I know people get into, well, and I did too, so I'm going to explain that. I would be like, oh, okay, well, I've got a lot to do, so I don't have time to exercise. Or, what is it that I have to do? In my mind. Now I look at it. Oh, wait, I could not watch YouTube or TV or the news or scroll social media. That would give me my 20 minutes, right? But yet we still go back and do that rather than exercising. We get drawn into those things, right? Why don't we do the meditations? There is so many meditations on YouTube where you listen to those tones. That's going to help you heal. Again, it's a time thing, right? For me, it's like, oh, okay, no, I'm going to go check some videos out on YouTube. No, we've got to stop that, okay? We're being distracted. I'll just use that now. So this is why, again, I focus on the mind. And people get frustrated, I think, but they don't want to understand, like, well, my pain and illness is because of my mind. And you can get better because of the mind, right? It's the only thing that's really going to save you in this is your mind. And this is what came to me this morning. We as humans were made. And I knew that. And I've said it several times now. We as humans are made to overcome what's been happening on earth. Well, how we overcome it is the mind. Bottom line, it's the mind, because the mind is going to help us break free from what's been done to us, right? So 2 years ago, a little more than 2 years, maybe almost 2.5 years ago, I had an issue where my children all of a sudden started acting funny, different, not in character at all. And my husband came to me and he said, you need to check it out, what's going on. So when I finally took the time, because, got distracted, I sat down and looked, and there was a big old spider, not physically seen, but through my third eye seen, in the kitchen above the Wi-Fi. Now, if you've been following me, you know I didn't know or put together why it was above the Wi-Fi. So I will link it below. It was a blog post where I actually typed it up. But in there, it connected that to basically a ship came above. And I've always been attracted to ships, spaceships. For anybody that knows me, love Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, anything space when I was a kid. So it tied to that, but I'm going to link it so you can see it was way back then that I started to know and come to understand what was going on. So there was a spider over the Wi-Fi, and it was controlling my children and their actions. So I removed it, and then the ship came to help keep it away. So about 6 months ago, I don't know the time frame. It was more recent, though. I started to see spiders in people, and I also started to see other people talking about these AI spiders. I think it was JCK. And this was a long time after I had seen this big old spider and above the Wi-Fi. Well, what we've now come to understand is there's AI nanobots that look like spiders, and they're in the air, they're in our food, it's what they're spraying, it's in our medicines, they're just everywhere, so you can't avoid them. And I do have either a podcast or a video where I talked about that. So when I started working on people recently, the past a couple of months at least, or with the clients, when I would work on them, I would first feel spider webs in their energy, in their aura, because I always feel the aura to see what's going on. So I'd feel spider webs. And then when I'd work on them, they would just come pouring out of their body because they couldn't stand the light, or it was what I was meant to do, was to clear those AI spiders, nanobots, whatever you want to call them, out. And there was millions of them. And so anyway, that's what I had been, working on. So we go back to the Wi-Fi, the big spider, and then I came across this, and knowing, like, they started coming out of my clients, clearing them out, right? So then today, this is what happens. I put it all together. Why can't we heal? Why do we not do the things that we know we can do that will heal us? And it's because those things, they're all around in our bodies and near us, and they're controlling us. And that was the point. We're not totally out of control. Like, we have control. But they are there, kind of manipulating us, right? And so that's why we have to work on the mind, because to totally break free from it, because it's everywhere. They're getting cleared out. If I work on you, they're getting cleared out. The thing is, though, they're in other people. If you are clear, they're in other people. They're just in everything. And the one thing you can do is overpower them with your mind. So it's about kind of pushing through things. So say you're craving the sugar. It's deciding, I'm not going to do that because it's not good for me. If you're not exercising and because it's like, oh, I'm tired or it's difficult, no, it's decide to do it. Okay? What you need to do, because like I said, it's that they're trying to control us. The dark is trying to control us. It's about overcoming it with your mind. You have that power inside of you to overcome what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep you down, not be healthy, not be free from your trauma, not doing the things that you need to do to get yourself healthy, because that's what they wanted. They wanted the humans to not be healthy, right? So the one thing you can do is overcome it with your mind. So I'm going to give you an idea on what you can do. Figure out the things you need to do and make them non-negotiable, okay? So for me, okay, let me go back first. What is non-negotiable for me in what I do? I make sure I work out for at least 20 minutes every day, no matter what. Because sometimes I don't get up in time that I need to do it. I still make sure. That's the one thing. And is 20 minutes. And I make sure to do my non-negotiables in the morning, because if I go on with my day and do other things, I get distracted. I might not get back to them. Okay? Because I get immersed in other things. So my non-negotiables, I make sure I get done every morning. Now, even if I sleep in a little bit, I still make sure I get it done. Okay? I won't do other things until that. And I have the luxury, because I work at home, I don't have a work to go into or bosses to answer to, because I'm my own boss. So I am lucky in that aspect. So that's something, if you do have a job, you're going to have to work around. Make sure you get up in time to make it non-negotiable, or make sure you do your non-negotiables when you come home from work. Whatever works for you, but make it a priority. There's certain things you know you need to make a priority to heal yourself, right? So I make sure and I exercise every morning. I make sure and I do the white light. I do this meditation where I'm sending white gold light, like we do in the healing meditation at the end of these podcasts and videos. I make sure and I do that. I do a meditation bringing in the good. I bring in a meditation, and I do a meditation where I'm visualizing what I want in my life and how I want my life. I work on the manifesting of the life I want, because that is taking your control back. That's breaking free from what they're trying to do to you with the programming, with the AI, with the nanobots, with the dark entities. You can even have dark entities whispering in your ear. They all have the same effect of trying to control you and bring you down, keep you unhealthy, by making it so it's difficult to do the things that you need to do to become healthy, right? So have the non-negotiables, right? Now, go back and watch my other podcasts or videos where I talk about things you can do to heal. Watch those, because I talk about it. I'm going to do a brief overview of it right here. But go back and watch some of those, or listen, because those have a lot of good information that can help you. But the first thing is working on the mind, which is what I always talk about, right? And that gives you ideas on how to overcome the mind. Okay? It's deciding. It's deciding that you're going to walk every day for 20 minutes. It's deciding to not eat the sugar. It's deciding to not get angry. It's deciding not to get triggered. Now you need to work on other things so you can lessen it, and it makes it easier to make that decision. But it is deciding. Okay? So you want to catch yourself. When you start to get upset or angry at somebody, or your feelings are hurt, it's about catching yourself and going, what am I doing? No, I don't need to do that. That's the programming. That's the AI. That's whatever. Catching yourself. And then you can look at the healing, because they're very smart, and they know what has affected you in your life, right? They're like little mini computers. So it's about healing those past traumas also, okay? And I know I'm telling you it's overwhelming, but just start with something to help you. And that could be the food and the exercise. But then you want to start looking at the traumas. But just take one thing. I'm giving you an overview, but take one thing at a time if you're overwhelmed, okay? Then it's about pushing yourself. Like, okay, you want to walk for 20 minutes. Make yourself do it. Push yourself through to do it, right? In the end, it's not that hard. I did it. I did a video or podcast. Is it that hard to go walk for 20 minutes? No. Feel uncomfortable, right? Learn that it's okay to feel uncomfortable. Talked about the cold showers. It feels uncomfortable for a minute, but does it kill you? What is hard about that? Why won't we do that? It can help you. It can help your immune system. But we've been programmed to not want to feel uncomfortable. In the end, once you feel uncomfortable, you're like, well, it's not that bad. And then you begin to think it's not that uncomfortable, or it's not uncomfortable. So you wouldn't even use it as a problem, right? So a big one here, because it's a lot of people, is we're programmed and they're talking to us. Oh, let's sit down and just watch some social media, or look at social media, or scroll social media. We get drawn into that, and people can do it for hours and hours and hours. I can. Don't get sucked into it. Check things out, but learn to have the limit and stop yourself rather than just keep going. It's like mindless work. And when you understand why you're doing that, maybe it'll help catch you. Or maybe when you understand why you're wanting the sugar. I mean, sugar was made to be addictive, right? But there's also the not feeling, you don't want to feel uncomfortable. And when you're craving it, you feel uncomfortable, right? And again, it's the things that are in, around, or near us that are affecting us. And we can overcome it with the mind and deciding, being strong in that decision. They can't overpower us if we don't let them. But when we fall into the I'm going to say lazy, lackadaisical life, or just floating through life, like when we're floating through life like that, we're not taking charge. And how we can overcome it is when we take charge. So it's time to take charge. Okay? So I hope you got something out of this. If you love this and you need more help, I have a membership group. We meet twice a month on Tuesdays where I have topics and answer questions. I send healing on Wednesdays to whatever you post you want healing sent to, and Mondays I do a group message. We would love to have you in there. It's about accountability. It's to help you break free. It's to help you stand in your power and remember what it is you can do, that you are powerful. It's helping you remember you're powerful, and we help each other out in there. We have the Facebook group where we all are supporting each other. Everybody's going through it. I'm in there, and we're all going through trying to overcome this programming and our traumas from the past. And we can do it. We've got it. We were made to be able to overcome this. And now the information's coming forth to help us realize it. All right, so we'd love to have you in there. All right, so get comfortable and get ready for the healing meditation. If you are driving or using heavy machinery, you need to stop listening to the podcast now, because we are going to be doing a healing meditation, and the energy is very powerful and can make you sleepy and lose concentration. Come back when you stop driving or using the heavy equipment and enjoy the healing meditation. All right, go ahead and close your eyes. I want you to imagine the violet flame below your feet. It's coming up and around and through your whole body. It's cleansing, clearing, and purifying everything. Any negative thoughts that come up, just put it in the violet flame. Any anger, stress, frustration, just put it in the violet flame. Anything you feel that has come from others, any anger, any arguments, any traffic incidences, just put that in the violet flame. That is not yours to deal with, that is theirs. And then finally, anything from the consciousness that you feel you may have picked up on, just put it in the violet flame to transmute. All right, now I want you to take a deep breath in, hold it, and then exhale. Take another deep breath in, hold it, and this time on the exhale, relax your body. One last deep breath in, hold it. On the exhale, release everything that's no longer serving you into that violet flame. Now I want you to imagine gold light coming down from God's source to the top of your energy. It gets to the top of your energy and it splits apart and goes all the way around to below your feet and then connects back. So you're in this bubble of gold light of protection from God's source. Now, again, I want you to imagine gold light coming down from God's source, whatever your belief is, into the top of your head. It goes all the way down to your heart. It fills up your heart with that gold light. You're going to open your heart up now, and you're going to send gold light to those that have harmed you. And it's okay. You're sending this gold light to heal the situation. You don't have to hang around the people. You don't have to be around them. You don't even have to talk to them. But you're healing the situation for you because it affects you and your health. So go ahead and send that gold light now to those that have harmed you. And be at peace with it, because, like I said, you do not need to hang around them, talk to them, or anything like that. Just healing the situation for you. So send that gold light now to those that have harmed you. All right, when you feel that's done, send gold light to those you have harmed. And if you can't think of anybody, put the intention out there that it goes to those you have harmed, because we all have done it. We just might not even realize it. And you want to heal this for you and them. So send gold light now to those you have harmed. Now I want you to add sending gold light to all of your family. So go ahead and add sending the gold light to your family now. Now add sending gold light to everyone in your city. Now add sending gold light to everyone in your state. And now add sending gold light to everyone in your country. And now add sending gold light to everyone around the world. When you feel that's done, bring the gold light back into your heart. Take that gold light down your spine. It's going to split at your hips and go down both legs, out the bottom of your feet, down into Mother Earth. It's going to wrap around the crystals in Mother Earth and back up your feet, up your legs, connecting at your spine, all the way up your spine, out the top of your head, all the way up to God's source, and then back down into the top of your head again. So you're getting healing energy from God's source, Earth, the crystals, and I'll send healing energy that comes through me from God's source. So sit back and relax, and I will send it now. All right, I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath in now. Hold it. And then exhale everything that came up in that healing that needs to be released into the violet flame that's around you. We're going to take that violet flame, send it back up to God's source to transmute it. Go ahead and open your eyes. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And that's what I have for today. If you enjoyed this podcast, but you feel like you need a little bit more accountability, then I have a membership group. It's $9.99 a month. We meet twice a month on Tuesdays and do Tuesday tea, where we have topics or they ask questions. We also have Mondays where I do a message for the group, and Wednesdays you post what you want healing sent to, and I send it to you on Wednesdays. There's a great group of people in there. They're all going through the same thing as you, so you have that accountability to help keep you on track, because you listen to the videos or the podcasts and you get on down the road and they sound great at first, but then you forget. So this gives the accountability to keep you on track, and we'd love to have you in there. We have a great time and we help each other out. So all of the information is in the description below, and we'd love to have you in there. So that's what I've got for today. Go do something you love, something that lifts you up, brings you joy. Do at least one thing every day that brings you joy, that you love to do. And then do one thing every day of self-care. Drink tea, Epsom salt bath, pray, meditate. Do at least one of those every day. And then look for the good in everything. And when you see something in someone, say it to them. Lift them up and lift yourself up. And finally, write 10 things you're grateful for. Do these things every day, and I promise you, you are going to see a difference in your life. That's all I have for today. Have a great day. I love you all, and I will see you next week.